Hello everyone, I'm Lyndsey Coates with Movement Mortgage, and I'd like to welcome you to Getting Started with Video today. We're going to learn all about the marketing videos that you should be creating as a real estate agent today. My promise for you today is that we are going to have fun. Yes, so at any point, please make sure to ask questions, jump in. I want you to answer the questions and make this as engaging as possible. Next, we're going to learn how to use video so that you're going to understand everything that it's going to take for you to get out and get going today. And that leads me to number 3. And I want you to be inspired to take action on the best ideas. Now, not everything might be appropriate for you or fit your personality, but that's totally okay. But I just want you to leave here wanting to go out and start shooting video immediately. So let's dive in. So, who is the real video champion? We've got Facebook and YouTube. And who owns YouTube? Anybody? Yes, we got somebody in the back that said Google. That's correct. So 2 juggernauts going at it in the video game, trying to figure out who's going to come out the ultimate champion. And recently, Facebook started with native video uploads in trying to contend with YouTube or Google. And what that means is that you can upload video directly to Facebook's site. So we'll get into which one is better and more appropriate later, but ever since they did this, they've definitely pulled ahead. So let's jump into some stats to let you understand why video is so important. Facebook native. So that was something that we just talked about. That's where you upload directly your content directly to a site. Since they started doing that, they have taken over in the type of video that's dominating. So Facebook is winning. You can see 65% of the market, the video market, they are winning, and followed by YouTube with 24%. You've got other, and then some of you may have heard of Vimeo. It's just another site where you can upload quality content to get your stuff in more locations, which helps it get found on the internet in the search engines. Next, we can see that YouTube users watch longer videos than Facebook users. So 5 minutes or less, it is dominated at more than 70% of people on Facebook are watching that shorter content. And then if you look at the longer content, it's getting watched a lot longer on YouTube. So where should you upload your content? That's right. That's right. So you want to upload everywhere. It does not matter whether you're uploading just to one or the other. You want to upload them to both. I just want you to keep this in mind in case you have, you're looking at your analytics and people are starting to fall off on the longer content stuff. Don't think that it's not important to keep putting it in those locations, because it is. But just understand that it might get watched. It's more likely to get watched in its entirety if it's shorter on Facebook and if it's longer on YouTube. Okay, so this slide comes to us from NAR, National Association of Realtors. I think everybody's familiar with them. And this is the top 5 types of videos. So think of these as buckets that people responded to wanting to see. So community, 86%. That makes sense. People want to imagine themselves in that community in which they might move to. The listing video, now they're zoning in and going down to the house. What's happening in that house? I want to see the floor plan, that kind of thing. Informative, where do I start the buying process? How do I find an agent? Those kinds of, what about a mortgage? Those kinds of things. At 54% of people said that they wanted to see those. At 30%, people responded that they want to see testimonials. What's it like to work with you? What have other people had to say about you? Those referrals are increasingly important as we go on and on with the internet growing, and people trust other people's opinions on things. And then lastly, about you. Make these fun, make these upbeat, make them include your personality type, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but 25% of people responded that they wanted to see those. So here are some more stats that are really going to make you look at video in a new way and how its importance. So social video generates 1,200% more shares versus text and images combined. So think about this. You put a post up, you write a little commentary, you post an image of your closing. If you were to have done a video, social video generates 1,200% more shares. Now that is the ultimate engagement on social media. You've got your like, you've got your other options of love, wow, those kinds of things. And then that's a step up. You can have people comment. That is another higher level of engagement. But the ultimate engagement on social media is sharing, because they thought enough of your content to share it with their audience. And that is huge in an algorithm perspective on what's going to get shown in other people's feeds, as well as a big compliment. So think about that. Pages with video are 53 times more likely to rank on the first page of Google. So you're going to want to make sure that all your web pages have video on them so that you're ranking higher in the algorithm. Video drives 157% increase in organic traffic, and 62% of Google searches include video. If you were to type in real estate related terms, you're not going to find as many. That number's not going to be as high because there's not many people doing video. So it's just something to keep in mind that you're going to be found a lot more often. And lastly, or another stat that's really good is landing pages. If you're doing web ads or Zillow ads and driving to a landing page off your website, 80% higher conversion rates if you've got a video on them. And the average Facebook user watches a live video 3 times longer when it's live versus pre-recorded. Why? Because it's engaging. People can see their name pop up. You can talk in real time, acknowledge their existence and that they're watching your content, and have that interaction, and they're more likely to be engaged and watched longer. It makes sense. If you are going to do these Facebook Lives, then it's important that you promote them. Don't just go live. If you're going to be doing, like this guy did, a live video stream from an open house, like a live open house on Facebook, make sure that you're promoting it ahead of time, letting people know what time it'll resonate with them more if they've seen it ahead of time, that they, hey, that's something I wanted to check out, and they'll log in. So does live video work? Candace, anybody remember her? Yes. So this is the most watched live video of all time. It generated, we're up to close to 200 million views now at this point.
Worth every penny.
This was done back in 2016. Kohl's was mentioned twice in the video. Turned out to be an enormously popular and successful campaign for them. Candace is being herself. She's laughing about this video. And what do we know about her? She's just being herself and transparent. She doesn't have a ton of makeup on. She's sitting there in a parked car. Her makeup or her hair isn't overly done. So for this to be successful, you have to get over those fears of, I'm not going to look good on camera. Maybe I'm not dressed up right, or you're just afraid of technology in general. This was pared down, did not have a whole lot of nuts and bolts and all the glitz and glam to it. It was just Candace being herself, and that's all it took for her to become the most popular video of all time. So keep that in mind as you're going forward. This did come true in 2017. Nearly 75% of all video traffic on the internet had video related to it. So where to get started? What kind of videos? You know that it's importance. Now, what are you going to get out there and shoot? So first up, here's some content buckets or ideas. Interview videos. Take your sphere of influence. Who's your inspector? Who is your insurance person? What about your closing attorney? Maybe your mortgage person. You can interview those people and talk to them through how they are part of the home buying process. Informational videos. This might be how to find the best agent, where to get started on a mortgage, what should you look for in a home, what should you look for in the community. All kinds of the Q&As that you get regularly, these should be a part of it, and turn them into informational videos. They don't need to be long, Keep them short if you want, and that's even better if you can keep them under 3 minutes, and you'll keep people's attention a little bit longer. Local business reviews, this is a huge one because you can go into all the different local hotspots, talk to the baristas, get to know the owner. It's going to make you more endearing in their heart for the local, for getting the shout out and getting the free publicity, but also presents you to other people in the area as the local knowledge source, and that's what you're here to do. You know the area better than anybody else, and you're promoting yourself in that way. Next up, listing videos. This was the second bucket that people wanted to see at around 75%. So make sure that you're getting those listing videos. They don't always have to be these high-end productions, but you can take still shots and you can take regular video of you in front of the house and create your own video for it that people want to look through and imagine themselves living there. Agent profile videos. What are you? Who are you? Why are you in this business? What is interesting about you? Why should they work with you? Profile them. You can splice these up. It can be about you, have you in it. It can also have testimonials in it. Make it interesting, make it fun, and make it, most of all, personalized to your personality. Next up, we've got neighborhood videos. People want to see, overwhelmingly, the vast majority of people, 86%, wanted to see community videos. So what is it about the neighborhood that this home is in, that the area you work, what makes it unique and interesting? I know that in Roswell, you definitely have something about Canton Street in there. East Cobb, you could have the different parks in the schools, those kinds of things. So just take a look at your community and do a short video about what it's like to live there. The events, there's always something going on around here, and I know in this area, we've got the Alives, we've got the different festivals all summer and then going into the fall, and it's just all it takes is you to get out there, show off a little bit of the festival from afar so that you're not getting to people in their face, and you don't have to have a sign-off, a publicity sign-off form for it. But you can just talk about the event, why they celebrate it, and give a little detail to let people know what it's like. Next up, what are you doing from a philanthropic standpoint? Are you involved with your church? Are you involved with the Drake House or another local charitable organization? Show off what you're doing and talk about that and any of the drives that you might do in clothing drives, those kinds of things, so that you are not only promoting yourself, but you're promoting the charitable organization that you work for and getting their name out there more as well. Another good one that we saw that people would like to see is testimonial videos. These mean a lot to hear other people, and especially if somebody has a large connection, you know who these people are that you're working with. If they've got a large online community as well, make sure that you're tapping into them and getting them on video as to how it was to work with you and what they have to say about that. Because not only are you going to have that content, guaranteed if they're on there, they're going to share it with their network too. And so kind of think of that as you're going through. Not everybody's going to be the best on camera. So as you're asking your clients about this and going through past clients to get them to give you a video testimonial, kind of also think of it through the lens of who has a large network of people that they would probably share this with as well. How-to videos. How-to is the most searched term in Google, and it is increasingly vital that you use this type of content when you're uploading. So you can take some of those videos that you were doing before, the informational videos, and turn them into how-to videos. So maybe you're doing a how to find the perfect agent, how to get a mortgage, those kinds of things. And you're just kind of updating the content or a different spin on it or interviewing a different person so that you can get the how-to in there. And the next thing is a housing market update video. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Talk about the market where you live, what's going on, how little inventory there is, those kinds of aspects to show you as the local leader. Next up, humorous videos. I will warn, if you are not funny, please do not do this if it doesn't come naturally to you. But if it does, there are some really funny ways that you can do this. And I've got several examples, and we can talk afterwards if you want to hear about those. But just a fun way to inject humor into some of these things and show off your personality.
Hello, it's me. I've been wondering if after all this time you'd like to meet to go over a purchase agreement. The average buyer sees 12 homes, but we've seen 63. Hello.
And lastly, as a 15th option for you guys, a year in review video. December's coming. Use this as your opportunity to thank all the clients that you worked with this year, to say thank you to your vendors and the people that you work closely with in your sphere of influence, any referrals you've gotten in the year, and overall how your business is going and where your goals for 2019 are going to be. It's just a great option to be able to put a nice tied up in a bow and send it out to people. So we know about the importance. We know some content ideas. Where do you get started? This is going to be 4 easy steps. So we need a camera. You do not need to go out and spend $60,000 on a camera. Everybody has one in their hands, in their purses, in their pockets. You can pull it out, and this is a great resource to help you run out the door and get started today. Just use your camera phone. So you can get yourself a tripod. These are not expensive on Amazon. They vary in cost, but you can get one for about between $20 and $40. And it will help stabilize so that you can do filming from a distance. And then, I'm sorry, what was your question? Yes, so the question was, how would you click the button, or what can you do instead of having to do a selfie? Well, a selfie stick, you can use those as well. Super easy and inexpensive too. And then you could walk around the house, and you can start and stop your phone camera whenever you like using the button on the end of the selfie stick. So another great option and instead of a tripod, or in addition to. Next up, if you really want to step up your game, and I highly recommend that you get a microphone. This will add professionalism to all of your videos. The sound quality is going to be so much more crisp, so much better, and it won't force people to sit there and think through, I can't hear that well enough. So sincerely invest in a microphone. This one, for example, costs about $50, but that's because it came with software. You can get them cheaper. They don't have the software to where you're going to be taking the audio perhaps separately and laying it over the video. So it might be a little more than what you need, but the option is there, and this is a really good quality microphone, not only for the microphone, but for the software that you get with it. And then lighting. Lighting is a great tool to be able to use in an interview setting to soften the glow and add that production quality look to your videos. If you're walking around in natural lighting in the house, you might not need this as much because of shadows, but it's just another tool. And again, a $50-ish, $50, $60 cost. They vary, but you can look online and find something that would connect to your phone. So now you're ready to get shooting. Everybody can get out there and get going on all these different ideas. And just to recap, not many agents are doing this. Like I mentioned before, the opportunity is huge. The need and the want is there. And if you were to search real estate agent videos, you're not going to come across a whole lot of things. Or homes for sale videos. You don't even have to type in video. It's just not something that a lot of agents are taking advantage of, and that could be you. And video allows you to connect on a more personal level, engage with them, let them see you and your personality. It just adds that extra level of personalization that you can't get with just text. I think they're trying to tell me it's time to go. But lastly, 58% of buyers want and expect to see video. So get started. Hopefully this brought you to one big idea. You have one big takeaway. And if you did, I would be happy to grab a coffee and discuss it with you. So please get in touch. Again, I am Lyndsey Coates with Movement Mortgage, and I appreciate all of you for being here today.
Thank you guys.